Alright, let's talk about the deep sea. It's a place filled with things straight out of a horror movie. You've got your anglerfish with their built-in nightlights, giant squids that could wrestle a submarine, and whatever the heck a blobfish is supposed to be. But among all these terrifying, majestic, and downright weird creatures, there's one that stands out for being uniquely bizarre. It's the sea spider, and honestly, it looks like a coat hanger that decided one day it had enough of closets and wanted to explore the world. These leggy wonders, scientifically known as pycnogonids, are not actually spiders, but they are arthropods. Think of them as the weird cousin of the arachnid family that nobody talks about at reunions. You can find them in every single ocean on this planet, from the warm, sunny waters of the Caribbean to the dark, crushing depths of the Marianas Trench. They're everywhere. But this is where it gets interesting. Down in the freezing waters of the Antarctic, something strange happens. It's a phenomenon called polar gigantism, and it's exactly what it sounds like. The extreme cold, for some reason, makes nature get a little overambitious. So while a sea spider in your local tide pool might be tiny, the ones in Antarctica can grow to the size of a dinner plate. Imagine that scuttling towards you. A dinner plate-sized sentient coat hanger. No, thank you. Now let's take a closer look at the quote-unquote body of a sea spider. And I say quote-unquote because it's barely there. Their bodies are so ridiculously small, almost like an afterthought, that their legs have to do all the heavy lifting. And I mean all of it. These creatures do not have gills or any kind of complex respiratory system like a fish or even a crab. So how do they breathe? Simple. They just absorb oxygen directly from the seawater through the massive surface area of their long, spindly legs. Their entire existence is basically a testament to leg day. But wait, it gets even weirder. Their heart? It's barely a heart. It's more like a tiny tube that gives a little pulse now and then and just hopes for the best, pushing hemolymph, their version of blood, sluggishly around. The real magic, however, happens because their torso is about the size of a grain of rice. Think about that. You've got this creature with a leg span of over a foot, and its central body is smaller than a tic-tac. This creates a bit of a real estate problem. Where do you put all your important organs when your downtown district is a ghost town? The answer is simple. You shove them into the suburbs, in this case, the legs. The sea spider's stomach, or at least branches of its digestive tract, extends down into each and every one of its legs. Their reproductive organs are also located inside their legs. This is absolutely wild. It means if a sea spider loses a leg to a predator, it's not just losing a limb. It's literally losing a piece of its digestive system and its ability to reproduce. It's like if you lost your arm and suddenly realized you could no longer process tacos. Or you lost a foot and, whoops, there go your plans for having kids. Every step they take is a high-stakes gamble with their own anatomy. So they have organs in their legs. How do they even eat? They don't have jaws or claws for tearing food apart. Instead, they have something even more terrifying, a giant proboscis. A proboscis is basically a long, flexible snout that functions like a biological straw. The sea spider will crawl along the ocean floor until it finds a nice, juicy, soft-bodied invertebrate, like a sea anemone, a soft coral, or a sponge. These animals can't really run away, making them the perfect slow-moving buffet. The sea spider then gently pokes its proboscis into the victim and just slurps the life out of it. It sucks out all the internal fluids and soft tissues. They are, for all intents and purposes, leggy marine vampires that don't even have the decency to have a proper stomach to put the meal in. The food just gets distributed down into their leg guts. Let's also talk about parenting in the sea spider world. You might think the weirdness stops with their anatomy, but you'd be wrong. After mating, it's usually the male who takes on all the parenting duties. The female lays her eggs, and the male fertilizes them. But then, instead of just leaving them on a rock, he gathers them up into two big clumpy balls. He then carries these egg masses around on a special pair of extra legs called ovigers, which are located near his head. He will carry his future children around for weeks or even months, cleaning them, protecting them from predators, and making sure they get enough oxygen until they hatch. So you have this image of a giant, leggy, ocean floor-dwelling dad scuttling around with two giant pom-poms of babies. It's a little bit adorable and a whole lot of strange. The diversity of sea spiders is also pretty incredible. There are over 1,300 known species, and they come in all sorts of shapes and sizes. Some are tiny and delicate, living amongst seaweed. Others are robust and spiky, built for the crushing pressures of the deep sea. Some even live as parasites on other animals like clams, attaching themselves and just slowly sipping away. They've adapted to nearly every marine environment on Earth, which is an incredible feat for an animal that seems to be designed by a committee that never once spoke to each other. One scientist probably designed the legs. Another one sketched a tiny body on a napkin as a joke, and somehow it all got approved. At some point in evolutionary history, a scientist somewhere looked at this walking pile of sticks, this biological glitch with guts in its legs, and said, "Yes, this is a successful animal." And they were right. Against all odds, the sea spider thrives. It's a beautiful, horrifying, and hilarious example of how life will always find a way, even if that way involves turning your legs into all-purpose storage units. It has a reminder that the deep sea is full of creatures that defy our understanding of how biology is supposed to work. They are 100% factual, because nature's rulebook is more like a set of suggestions. So next time you're feeling weird, just remember the sea spider. An animal that is mostly legs, breathes through its legs, digests food in its legs, and carries its babies with its legs. It is the ultimate proof that you do not need a conventional body plan to make it in this world. You just need a lot of ambition and some really, really useful legs. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more deep-sea weirdos and biological glitches, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We'll see you in the next one.